passion and the intensity that is about to be put on show, then you need to watch those anthems and listen to those speeches once again. Gaules with a rousing discours, as the French would say, for his players, saying that there is no chance whatsoever that they are going to lose this game. All three Mexican presidents heading over to stand side by side with their players and sing the national anthem. That's something pretty special, I think, Thomas Lawrence.
Oh, two fabulous anthems, both giving me goosebumps. Less so when it came to the actual singing side of things, but the passion was there as both sets of players and, of course, presidents, coaching staff bellowing it out. And via Twitch site, it's 50-50. And I'm going to say Mexico because I'm a huge fan of Obed Martinez. I know you're a big fan of Kelvin Oliveira, as we see the Spotify secret card being drawn, which can always be a lifeline if you're behind, or give you that extra boost if you're ahead, as we also saw in the previous matches and across the entirety of the competition. And there, we mentioned them, the three presidentes. I don't know if you can say that in Portuguese. This is where I really would love to have Patrick Kendrick beside me here, who could give me a hand. One of them is El Ostillero.
Well, as it happens, Patrick Kendrick is with us side by side because he says he's just sent us a little bit of a translation, an opportunity for us to say hello to PK over the comms. Giganti per la propria natureza, in an accent which I don't know where it's from, but giants by nature in the anthem. So thank you very much, Patrick, for that. And I think giants by nature just explains the mentality and the mindset of the Brazilians now as they come into game. And it is going to be Kelvin Oliveira, who did all the damage against Turkey in the previous game in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, 5 goals. What a performance from him. As the lights are up, we're almost there, Si. Here we go.
Lights out. It is Kelvin Oliveira against Obed Martinez. Two of the best players in the Kings World Cup nations go head-to-head. And unlike Suad Ak in the quarterfinals, Obed Martinez stands off Kelvin Oliveira.
In terms of physicality, looks like a bit of a mismatch here.
Oh, his feet are so good, though. He's so good. But Obed Martinez has come up with something special.
Muy bien from Obed Martinez. Great work recovering. And now he can have a real dart here at Kelvin Oliveira and try and get a shot away. Mr. number 20, El Capitan.
Obed Martinez, he'll be on his weaker right foot. He's still going, and it's well blocked, that one.
As the ball came hurtling towards us, I was a little bit worried there. There's a chap wearing a Brazil shirt tomorrow with Adriano, number 9, but it's the number 9 of Kelvin Oliveira, who carries the hopes here for the Seleção. The Kings, there's 2 balls on the pitch as well, which is a bit of confusion, as the keeper is out as well now, Si.
Obed Martinez, saved by the goalkeeper. That's absolutely brilliant from Josildo Barata.
Great sliding challenge. Here we go, this could be the opener.
Obed Martinez has got his man available. It has to be the shooting chance here for Mexico. It's not going to be Monterde, who can certainly strike them. Monterde. Lovely feet by the goalkeeper, but he's lost him now. Kelvin Oliveira, he pushes it across. Andreas Vaz, what a start to the game. It's breathless here. Vaz goes round. Vaz, and it's saved on the line by the Mexicans.
Some appeals for a penalty, but the referee said no, absolutely no. Cierto que no, said the referee. But end-to-end stuff, still no goals, but it's been brilliant nonetheless, Si.
I'm going to need a defibrillator if it keeps going at this pace. Unbelievable. Obed Martinez.
Need a Red Bull, that's for sure.
Cesar Bernal is on the pitch for Latrice. Monterde, here is the new arrival. Monterde goes, and I might have taken a little bit of a touch. No appeals from the Mexicans either, so I didn't see that correctly. Now it's Brazil.
Yeah, what a strike from Monterde. There's also a reputation for setting up goals. 3 already, Sias. Vaz tries to just put himself into a shooting position for this man here, the danger man, numero 9, number 9.
Vaz to Lipao. Lipao! Woo!
And we'll start again now through Montero. There's a countdown. Goes down. We're now going to be 5v5. Less and less space out on the pitch. We get closer to that 7v7. Still Obed Martinez on that far side. They're trying to find a pocket of space. We've seen this from Mexico all the time. Side Montero, they're trying to get involved, be an additional playmaker. And here is that man, Obed Martinez.
Obed Martinez! Oh, it's come off the post! And it's saved! Josildo Barata with a brilliant piece of goalkeeping, and not his first.
A huge sigh of relief. Las chicas, las señoritas just can't quite believe it for Mexico.
Obed Martinez hangs back to receive the ball. Cisneros is on the move. It's Bernal.
Just how good, though, is Obed Martinez' side. Really looking to rise to the occasion. He's not intimidated by this duel with Kelvin Oliveira. Here he is.
Took it early, followed by Andreas Vaz, who goes over, and he's going to win the free kick. Taken quickly by Brazil. This is where they're so dangerous in the space. Now Gifinho. Lipao. Andreas Vaz. Kelvin Oliveira in the middle. Vaz.
This is promising.
Cries of Mexico, Mexico in the stands. Didn't look like a free kick. Kelvin Oliveira has scored in every single Kings League match he has ever played. He's being kept quiet now by the Mexican defense. We know how good that defense has been.
Yeah, approaching 5 minutes and still no goal from Kelvin Oliveira or Obed Martinez. Martinez coming so close. That strike rattling the frame of the goal. It's still shaking as well. Struck it with such venom, the number 20. One of my favourite players. Just love watching him in action. And I love that jersey as well. We've spoken about the jersey, but it's the Brazil one as well. They're both iconic. Although I'd love to see Brazil play the White Sox, which is more traditional, but still, can't have everything, can you, Si?
You can't. And at the moment, Brazil are certainly not having it all their way. Cisneros is under pressure. Andreas Vaz. Obed Martinez is running free on the far side. This is Chuy Perez. He's won it back. Now the chance, there was nobody in the middle.
Yeah, I'm not sure there was a cross-come shot there. Maybe caught in two minds, but you're right, so I needed just someone to attack it. Wasn't really read by his teammates. Awkward position as well to try and go for the goal. That was Martinez.
Davies Junco, my mistake, not Chuy Perez, who won back the ball there, number 11 for the Mexican side, and for perhaps the first time in the tournament, Brazil looking a little bit lost in terms of how to upset the Mexicans. Yeah,
so far, they have met their match, but it's what you expect at the semi-final stage. It's what you want, though, these big matches, these powerhouses of the Kings League. Mexico, plenty of experience with the Kings League Americas, and in Mexico, such support players and just like celebrities.
Wembley on the ball now, and his name is Wembley. We were told yesterday by Gaulis, because his father is a massive fan of Wembley Stadium, the home of English football, which is why he chose the name Wembley on the back of his jersey.
Here he is, Si.
Andreas Vaz. Obed Martinez.
Wembley with those two twin tower thighs. He's a big man. He's a real physical presence. Typical sort of, what you think when you think of Brazilian defenders at the back. Likes of Danilo and Bremer. Here he is.
It's a big unit, isn't he?
Oh yeah, certainly won't mess with him.
Here's Wembley. Lipao. Wembley. Lipao again. Brazil struggling with their passing a little bit. Yeah. Brazil not as clear-cut, refined as we've seen them.
Yeah, they made that amazing start yesterday. You and Patrick were commentating. I think it was a bit of a mismatch early on in those first minutes. Swad against Kelvin Oliveira yesterday. And they really capitalised. That's clever. Just wasn't quite executed to perfection on that far side. It would be some story should Kelvin Oliveira be kept quiet. You mentioned that impressive scoring record in Brazil in general, what are the tournament's top scorers.
Here's Lipao. Kelvin's actually gone off. Give his team the opportunity to try and do something without their captain and talisman. Here's Monterde. But what a thrilling start it was to the game, with Obed Martinez clearing it off the line, then he hit the post, and Kelvin had another chance.
Yeah, don't be deceived by the 0-0.
No.
It's been pulsating, as you'd expect, between these two nations.
Has evened out a little bit in the last couple of minutes here in terms of the game really being more tactical.
Yeah, Brazil passing around nicely, really patient here, just trying to find an opening.
Lipao, that's a good ball. It's going to be a goal kick. Came off the Brazilian player last.
Yeah, that will suit Mexico nicely, just a chance to regroup.
But much like we saw against Argentina, Mexico starting to struggle to get themselves up the pitch, which I think against Argentina, you could probably afford to leave Argentina the ball as much as possible because they didn't have the individualities to trouble Mexico, but that's not the case with Brazil. As Lipao demonstrates there.
Yeah, they also need a slice of luck, of course, going through on a penalty shootout against Argentina yesterday. The day before we saw Morocco going through on penalties against the USA. Morocco losing earlier to Colombia.
Cisneros.
Booted it into the advertising on it again. I was a little bit worried.
It almost decapitated one of the Italian streamers, that.
Yeah, someone wearing sunglasses. I don't know why they're wearing sunglasses indoors, but
it's all about being a streamer.
Yeah, I suppose. A little side swipe, I suppose, to that stylistic bit of attire.
Oh, lovely feet. A little bit too much in the end there. Davis Unco making a clever move, but unable to back it up with the correct pass. Rufino. Wembley.
Brazil fans now piping up as well. They're trying to give it as good as they got and respond to those Mexican supporters. So much passion when you think of Brazil, both on and off the pitch. Love that anthem.
Rufino again. Speaking of Mexican supporters, I have one of my best friends growing up, Luis Matos, who's watching from Toronto.
Big shout out to Luis, did you say?
Good ball. Put wide.
Yeah, just like the finish though, but it's a bit more like it from Brazil. Something to build on, something to just give a little foothold in this match again. Starting to take control. In terms of the possession, they're certainly doing that. Las Chicas giving it as good as they've got as well. Las Señoritas in green, en verde, and there they are, enjoying today's action. And no doubt pinning their hopes in. Obed Martinez was trying to get involved. He's just lurking. He's been kept fairly quiet, though, in the past 10 minutes or so. And having just said that, he's just sprung to life and won back the ball. So what do I know about Kings League football?
You certainly know a lot about Obed Martinez, that's for certain. And he did well there. Here's Monterde. Kelvin's back on the pitch. Mexico seen none of the ball. Baruch Ochoa, the number 9, is playing in that advanced role. Obed Martinez just behind him.
Yeah, Brazil certainly growing sight into this match.
Here's Lipao with that dangerous right foot of his. He's found Kelvin Oliveira, and it's just taken away. Obed Martinez, Leletti fires it over.
Yeah, really risky from him. Just obviously the idea was they're just trying to ease the pressure on the Mexican rear guard. Brazil winning it back really quickly. They press really well. We've spoken about their sort of samba style at times, their approach, their attacking flair, but it's that work rate as well, which has got them here to the semi-finals. Played one less match than, or one fewer game, should I say, than Mexico, who lost their first match to the USA and had to do it the hard way, going through the last chance salute, unlike Brazil, who went straight through to the quarterfinals, winning their first 2 games and in style. Get a bit of Germany as well, a bit of revenge for that horrible loss in 2014.
That's nice play by Mexico, keeping it down the sidelines. Davis Junco's done amazingly well. Baruch Ochoa with his shot blocked there, and it needed to be, I think it was Wembley or Wellington who did it. But just to outline the magnitude of what Mexico are achieving at the moment. Brazil, the highest scoring team in the tournament, 28 goals in 3 matches, and this is the first time that they've been kept quiet in the opening 14 minutes of a game at the Kings World Cup Nations.
Can they find the breakthrough as we go towards that 18-minute mark? Again, a reminder, if you are perhaps watching for the first, only just joined us the past couple of days, there's the Red Bull roll of the dice. Depending on the outcome of the roll of the dice, it determines the number of players out on the pitch for those final 2 minutes. Perhaps Brazil wouldn't mind a one-on-one, a 2v2. Kelvin Oliveira, so deadly in those situations, but kept quiet, surprising, in that first minute.
Surprised Mexico are persevering with this long ball into Baruch Ochoa, because they've actually had more joy when they've been able to pass it around the tight pockets, as Leletti here speeds away from Davis Junco.
Taking it quickly, Brazil, no time to, they really do want to get this opening goal. They're not going to settle for a 0-0 at half-time, far from it. It's not in their mentality.
Wellington to Leletti. Now Wembley, Rufino. Pressed by Cesar Bernal, who was immense against Argentina. Leletti. Andreas Vaz is back on the pitch. Here's Wembley.
The idea was there. It was very clever football. Just needed someone just to take a little bit of a risk, go for that 50-50 ball and get there first. Mexico feel would take a 0-0 at half-time and would love, though, to sneak it before the break.
Cisneros. Robert Martinez faked the run, but didn't go in behind.
Yeah.
Which is why Cisneros played that pass.
Yeah, misunderstanding. It's a shame. Could have produced something important there. And now, has been the case for at least the past 10 minutes or so. Brazil very much on the ball.
That's given away to Baruch Ochoa. Cisneros. Clever little back heel from Baruch Ochoa, rather.
Just assessing his options here. Be happy just to run down the clock slightly. A few precious seconds. Can they get Robert Martinez on the ball here in his final minutes, and can he put himself into a scoring position? He's very nearly dispossessed there. I just love the way he plays. That sort of low centre of gravity, just checking inside. Just such a oozes confidence and belief every time he's on the ball. But this could be trouble now. Kelvin Oliveira. Oh, did it take a deflection?
It's going to be a goal kick, I think the decision is.
Oh, surprise there. Kelvin Oliveira just trudges back, takes his spot here. Yeah, Mexico, I feel so. We'll be happy with this as it stands with a 0-0. As for Brazil, maybe a little bit concerning for them.
Baruch Ochoa, for once, getting the better of Wembley there.
It's quite common, isn't it, from named after sort of figures or things they admire. I remember Marlon of Sassuolo in Italy.
It does remind me of Marlon a little.
Yeah, played for Sassuolo, named after Marlon Brando.
Yeah.
The late Marlon Brando, the
Mandela
Godfather.
Keita of Parma.
Yeah.
Named after Nelson Mandela, of course. Cesar Bernal, and that is
I do
into
like
the
that
arms
in
of
their culture.
Josildo Barata. Well, the good news is that my very dear friend Luis Matos has said that my pronunciation of the Brazilian names is excellent. So thank you, Luis. And that's a good save by Monterde.
Massive shout out to Luis. Does he follow Serie A in Italian football?
He does follow Serie A. He was a very good player himself. Could have played seven-a-side Luis, but he preferred to be very good at studies instead.
Good for him. Don't forget, you got to hit the books as well. As we go towards the closing stages here before the roll of dice, as the shot comes in. Is there time for this corner? I don't think there is. There might be.
They have to get it away before the countdown ends. Andreas Vaz waits. Now it's Wembley. Have a shot, someone. It's Kelvin Oliveira, and the buzzer goes. Well, Brazil and Mexico goalless Thomas Lawrence after 18 minutes, and we will have the Red Bull Energize roll of the dice.
Yeah, and it comes from Zayn, the Peru president. We saw him take a dreadful penalty earlier in the competition. What's the outcome? Is it 3? 1, 2, 3. It is. It's 3.
Ooh, this
so
is
3
tasty.
3. That includes the keeper, of course. So it's sort of 2 outfield players and 1 goalkeeper. Again, Las Chicas looking a little bit worried because they know Kelvin Oliveira, with all his pace, power and trickery, could rise to the fore, although it doesn't look like he's going to start here. But I think this is a tactical thing. Get your speedy player to win the ball back and then roll on, roll off substitutes. Am I right or am I right?
Look at who is starting. Lipao and Leletti, the 2 speedsters for Brazil, and Obed Martinez and Cisneros, unless I'm very much mistaken. This is huge, though. This is where the game can be decided, and I will put some money now on the fact that one of these 2 teams is scoring. Lights out, off we go. No one's reaching that ball before Leletti.
Wow.
There we go.
Check out that for pace. Usain Bolt, eat your heart out.
Tell you what, if Brazil make the final, the foot race between Pereira and Leletti will be quite something.
Well, that will be just another reason to get your ticket, guys. 12th of January, so day after tomorrow, Brazil come forward again.
Andreas Vaz, blocked by Obed Martinez.
Brilliant stuff, great football all round. They may take it quickly. No keeper on the pitch now for Brazil. Again, very much like Colombia in the last match. Fortune favours the bold. Say it again. I was impressed the first time. I liked the first time. Why not say it again?
Brazil still looking for their opening goal of the game. Lipao. Andreas Vaz. Lipao. Kelvin waits. Here is Kelvin, and Monterde with a sublime stop.
Both ends of the pitch. He has been fabulous for Mexico. Big player for them, a key man, as we see him diving to his right. Full stretch indeed. Monterde, mighty Monterde.
Kelvin has a second chance now, and this time he doesn't miss, and he continues his exceptional goal-scoring streak in Kings League. Kelvin with Brazil's 29th goal of the tournament.
He scores, he always scores. That shimmy inside, getting the better of Obed Martinez. He would love that. And at the second time of asking, he buries it side.
What a finish, right into the roof of the net. And Junco almost with an immediate response. Brazil are going to throw on another outfield player. Lipao. Andreas Vaz is there. Andreas Vaz, is he coming off? No, it doesn't look like Andreas Vaz in possession. Andreas Vaz to Kelvin Oliveira, it's the combination that's worked. But that is going to be half-time.
Well, Sai, looks like I owe you money because a team did score. Never in doubt. At half-time then, thanks to that man there, Kelvin Oliveira, Brazil have a narrow lead. Listen to what the coaches are saying.
Dale la puta madre, dale. ¿Qué es acá, muchachos? Hey, vamos a concentrarnos en lo nuestro. Hay que agarrar la pelota. Está bien que replegamos cuando no la tenemos, pero una vez que ya tenemos posesión de ella, hay que quedárnosla. Cuando vaya con el 9, donde está Baruch o Diego, es importante que la retengan para que ahí pueda girar nuestros extremos. Si no tenemos essa buena pelota de inicio, vamos.
Aqui, ó. Ó, de preferência, vamos fazer destro aqui e canhoto aqui, porque o chute tá saindo desse lado, tá? Beleza? Kelvin, preferência é Kelvin.
Mas não deixa eu ficar não vou ficar aberto aqui. Eu vou ficar no meio.
Isso,
exatamente.
Galera, a aplicação de marcação tá ótima, tá? Vamos voltar com o mesmo time que começou os 6 primeiros. Bora! Olha aqui,
vamos, gente.
sem tomar gol, a gente ganha na final, caralho! Vamos marcar! Vambora, velho. Vambora, vambora.
The countdown is back on, and the countdown for Mexico is certainly on. They're up against it now in the second half, Mexico. They're going to have to open up and abandon their rugged defense to try and be a bit more creative.
Ready.
Did it go
Kelvin.
backwards?
Yeah.
So here, side, we also see the importance of the secret cards, the strategy side of the game, plus those presidential penalties as well. And listen to that noise as well. Is that the Brazil fans or was it Mexico?
Well, we were just saying, weren't we, that one of the big things now for Brazil in scoring that first goal is that Mexico have to open up.
Yeah.
Which means there might be more opportunities for Brazil on the counter-attack.
Yeah, they've got to alter their approach. They've got to change something. As Brazil look to get a second, start the second period in some style. Was that handball? I'm not sure we're playing on. But yeah, should Mexico open themselves up, again, Brazil can pick them off on the break and exploit those holes and those gaps. And inevitably, you leave as you push them forward.
Kelvin dispossessed. How many times have we seen that? But he wins the free kick.
Yeah, I'd love to ask him how he continues to score in every single match. It's such an impressive record, and he's now, of course, by far and away the team's top scorer, and of course the Kings World Cup Nations top scorer.
Lipao. That was dangerous.
It was dangerous, but just again not quite executed to perfection. But again, the idea was there. Brazil will be pleased with this start. They've got Mexico pinned back, as they very much did towards the very end of that first half.
Mexico, ball didn't stay in play. Eric Vera is at the back with Cesar Bernal for the Mexican side, as Brazil now look for a second goal to put a little bit more of a cushion between themselves and Mexico.
Yeah, looking to open up a bit of daylight.
Davi on the ball. One back by Cisneros, not for long. That's one of the things as well that Kelvin doesn't get enough credit for. It's his work rate for the team.
Oh, lovely feet, just dancing his way through there. That really was some samba style indeed, just slicing his way through the Mexico defense, and he's won a throw-in on that far side.
Davi's header blocked by Vera. Great play by Eric Vera. It's kept in play. Eric Vera unable to get the ball out of his feet. Already a little bit more impact, though, from the Brazilians in this second half. They might have been told by their head coach to bring the physicality.
A really positive start here as they look for a second. Mexico just have no answer in these early exchanges of this second period.
Lipao. Wembley. Kelvin Oliveira. Rufino. Monterde again.
Marvelous, Monterde. Keeping Mexico in it.
Mexico going a little bit into survival mode. They know how important it is for them not to concede before they find the equalizing goal. Lipao. It's a big tackle.
Yeah, but it's just one way. Brazil traffic sight, wave after wave of yellow attack. And Kelvin's on that far side, and here he is.
La Seleção pushing here. That was given away, though, by Kelvin. Mexico not really able to find a way through. The handball decision. The switch is on if someone can find Chuy Perez, who's just pulled away from Wembley. Monterde's seen him. I'm not sure Cesar Bernal has, and Bernal plays the safer pass. Eric Vera.
The opportunity's gone your right side. Brazil have got their men back. In the meantime, a big shout out to Air Asia Move, your favourite travel companion across Southeast Asia. Explore flights, hotels and activities all in one app. Huge shout out to everyone also following from Asia. We had obviously Japan and South Korea earlier in the competition, but they are now out. And in fact, Brazil getting the better of South Korea in one of their matches en route to the Final Four.
Brazil, who may be open on the counter-attack here. Obed Martinez looking for the switch. Dealt with by Jefinho. Monterde, in terms of stopping the Brazilian shootout, is going to be key in this game, which you feel isn't going to feature too many goals. A reminder that the Brazilian president's not feeling too well, which is why they won't be taking the president penalty, and a president penalty called by Mexico.
Yeah, they've got Gabi Montiel, a very colourful character side. Loves to also perhaps wind up a little bit the opposition keeper, sometimes even streaming and filming his penalty. So he loves to have a bit of fun as well.
You just feel that in chaos, Mexico may thrive.
When you talk of chaos, Gabi Montiel is the main man. He thrives, and here he is sporting a baseball cap today.
He had one yesterday for his penalty against Argentina, which was brilliantly dispatched. His country, his team need him now. They need him to deliver in probably the biggest game.
Well, how many times have we said this? A huge, huge moment. Let's see what his approach is going to be. That's nice to see. Bit of sportsmanship ahead here. Often we see him turn around, then quickly dart back to goal now. Over to you, Sai, for this huge moment. Could be a big turning point. Here we go.
Josildo Barata has the responsibility to try and deny Gabi Montiel. Montiel, here's the run-up. Gabi Montiel equalizes for Mexico. El Presidente answers the call. Mexico are level, but Brazil still have their own president penalty to come.
Montiel, thumbs up indeed. Stepping up, slotting it home, as cool as you like, dancing with joy as other Mexico supporters and the Mexico players right now, they're level 1-1 with Brazil, but secret cards have been called, Si.
Secret cards from both teams being called, so as soon as the ball goes out of play, we will see what the decision is. Eric Vera has played it, but it took a little bit of a touch and therefore rolls harmlessly into Josildo Barata's hands. Jefinho now for Brazil, Wembley. Can he come up with a Wembley-esque moment for the Brazilians? Andreas Vaz, Wembley. I would love it if he just had a go from there.
Well, we've seen them score from that kind of range, Si.
There's Vaz. Cesar Bernal in the way. Good play.
In keeping with sort of Brazil's style, and now, Si, another big moment. I know you'd love to see a suspension. I'd love to see a joker and a penalty. That's what I'd love to see, but we'll see what
now a goal for Mexico.
Goals worth double. That's from the Mexico bench for the next 4 minutes. Okay. Any goal scored will be worth double. That's for Mexico. Now let's see for the Brazil. And the Verde Oro. Joker!
Joker for Brazil.
Let's see what they choose.
Now, Brazil, in theory, could steal Mexico's secret card, which would be a huge play from the Brazilians. Unless they opt for a penalty or something else.
They've opted for a penalty, Si. And I think that's really clever. I think that's a good, smart move. Really smart move. Just give them the advantage right away again, especially knowing that Mexico have got that potential to...
Do you think they could go back-to-back here? Penalty and then president penalty to go 2 ahead.
That's a really good strategy.
That could
if
be
I was a president or a coach, I would think of something like that. But it all depends whether he scores here, Si. Otherwise, I don't want to say it's wasted, but you're better off keeping it for later.
Is this guy really missing, though? Honestly, is Kelvin Oliveira missing?
It's against Monterde, though. It's against Monterde.
Kelvin Oliveira. A stutter, and he puts it past Monterde.
never in doubt, Si. Why did I even think about doubting King Kelvin Oliveira? So cool. I love that little step, almost sort of Neymar-esque, in keeping, of course, with his proud Brazilian football nation. As the header comes in as well. Sorry, stealing your thunder there, Si. Just enjoying my time on the microphone and getting swept away with the emotions of it all.
Choco with the header. You never steal my thunder, Thomas Lawrence. Whenever you feel like talking, my man, you talk. Barucochoa, it drops! Oh! Double chance for Mexico.
And it would have been worth double, Si, as we've been saying. It would have taken Mexico ahead. Let's see how Brazil react, whether they use that presidential penalty now or just keep it as an option there, play the conservative approach. It's fascinating. That's why I love this game as well, the strategic side of it all.
We've been singing the praise, and rightly so, of Antonio Monterde, but Josildo Barata is having a wonderful game as well. The Brazilian goalkeeper, that's already a number of key saves that he's made, Barata.
Yeah, different kind of approach to Monterde. Often likes to join in with the attack, come out of his area, but what a stop. And that's what you're there to do first of all, of course, as a keeper, make saves. And what a save it was.
Now, the double goal, in theory, is a great card, but this is something we were talking with Patrick yesterday, is if you're not scoring goals, it's a horrible card. Mexico have got to try and get forward. Choco with a shot, and it's going to be a Brazil corner.
Yes, it's great, just keeping it at the other end of the pitch, the clock ticking down. They continue just to weather this storm. If Brazil can get through this without conceding these couple of minutes, that'd be fantastic for them. They'd be delighted. And then they could use that presidential penalty then, which would just sort of take the game even further away from Mexico. So yeah, that goal's worth double. It just depends, as you said. If you're free scoring, if you're someone like Brazil, it's great. In this situation, Mexico have struggled really, especially since those early exchanges. It's no good really. They'd rather had a penalty.
This is Brazil, who have the ball. Mexico with less of their 2 minutes out of the 4 initially given on the double goals. Mexico have got to get it back. They are going to get it back because Choco has almost sent a cameraman to hospital with that strike of the ball.
Yeah, fortunately, it didn't get him, yeah. Unfortunately, didn't get his equipment as well, which looks very expensive indeed. But as we said, we have our production staff behind the scenes happy to foot the bill. Alex and Astrid and Andrea as well, all very happy to dig into their pockets and help out for any costs, such as the drone yesterday. They said they're very happy with their dinero to pay it away.
I've actually closed my computer in fear of a potential ball coming our way.
A sensible side, as well as super side.
All the alliterations from you, my dear Thomas Lawrence.
Yeah, I want to go out with a bang. Tomorrow, or rather, the day after tomorrow, the final, it's going to be the dream team. Patrick Kendrick, Simon Harding on comms for the final, the inaugural final. We know Colombia are there. Brazil are going to be there as things stand.
Look at this from Brazil, the high press. And that's going to be a free kick.
No card. Did you think it would warrant a card there, Si?
Oh, no.
Your view of things?
No.
Hey.
My
opinion, yes.
I'd like to see it again. Here we go. Both players go for the ball. There's contact, but football's a contact sport, and I think far too often nowadays we forget that and say that every time there's contact, then it's a free kick. Personally, I'm not in agreement with that, but then again, I don't make the rules, so my opinion doesn't count for anything.
Well, should he score here?
Although I'll happily give him.
Quite right, that's what we're here for. So, Si, the card is no longer valid for the goals worth doubles.
Obed Martinez.
Well, if anyone could score from there, it was going to be him, but it's...
Just for a moment, I thought that might be on target.
Yeah, I would have just gone absolutely bonkers there, had it gone in.
Kelvin Oliveira, the flick straight to Obed Martinez, who's the real team player, Obed Martinez, and that's going to be another free kick. I think that is a foul.
Sí.
Yeah, another chance from a dead ball situation now.
No.
Are they going to take it quickly or have another go from distance? So Martinez looks disinterested. He usually just goes out wide. Tries to find a little pocket of space. And perhaps ask some questions here of the Brazil side, but maybe Diego Martinez might strike. Well, he looks like it. What a lengthy run-up this is.
I think you have to strike, you have to take your chances. Mexico aren't getting shots from open play, so you might as well go from the set pieces. Eric Vera leaves it. It is well struck, but it's too central. And now the counter-attack is on. Kelvin away from one. Kelvin, it's off the post.
It's the same post that Oben Martinez hit in the first half side.
Lovely observation and very well spotted.
Great play though from Brazil. So unlucky, Kelvin Oliveira. Brilliant football all round.
That's given away to Lipao, Andreas Vaz. Wembley.
We go towards that 38-minute mark, just 4 minutes to go.
Lipao again. Liletti comes for it on the close side and near side to us. Mexican streamers not looking particularly confident.
No. Nosotras señoritas in verde, in green, not looking so mean right now.
That's a great ball from Barata. Liletti. Oh, it needed a touch by Monterde.
Very nearly an own goal.
Yep.
They knew it.
Disheartening.
They knew it, and they knew it as well. Gaules and company. Just been played short.
Jefinho to Wembley. Wellington. Came off Wellington last, I think.
Yeah.
Could be a goal kick, it is.
Indeed, you're right. Wellington, who was one of those many scorers yesterday against Turkey. Brazil putting Turkey to the sword. Turkey, who sent Spain home. One of the big sides tipped to be the favourites and go all the way. Zlatan Ibrahimovic said it was going to be Italy-Spain final. How wrong he was.
Wellington, Liletti and that left foot of his! Well, both Lipao and Liletti have come so close. Chris Guedes can't take it, the Brazilian president.
Classy curling strike site, just the wrong side of the post. We often say, oh, inches wide, how close was that? That really was so close indeed. Mexico still in it, they're still alive, side. They're alive and kicking.
And we keep an eye on the time because in the first semi-final we saw something we haven't seen so far in the tournament, which is Colombia did not take their president penalty in time, and therefore lost it. Brazil have got little time remaining, 1:30. Liletti's won the ball. Liletti trips over his own feet.
Yeah, big let-off there for Mexico.
Monterde trying to move Mexico in the right direction, but this is where Mexico have struggled, is individual quality to try and force the issue. Eric Vera apologises.
I think we are going to have that presidential. Well, there we have it. You were just calling it, Si. And as you're saying, it's going to be a shootout because the Brazilian presidents aren't feeling 100%. So they're going to designate it a shootout to one of their players.
Guess who?
Well, even this one I can guess. I know I've got a reputation for getting things wrong when it comes to the Kings League, when it comes to the rules, regulations, and who's going to win or not. But this is going to be Kelvin Oliveira.
You've been spot on with the rules. What are you on about?
Well, from time to time, I've had a few little slip-ups, but as, you know, even the best get things wrong, don't they? But I don't think the best here is going to get it wrong, Mr. Kelvin Oliveira.
Monterde unable to stop Kelvin Oliveira from the penalty spot. Can he stop his shootout? Off he goes. Kelvin Oliveira. And he's brought down. It's going to be a penalty. And it's going to be a yellow card for Antonio Monterde. This is huge. This is beyond
massive.
Huge.
This is beyond belief. Beyond belief, because he's off now for 2 minutes. They can't replace him. We know that. So who's going to go in between the sticks? Can they conjure up someone? Can someone rise to the fore? Can they make that substitution in time with an outfield player? I think they might be able to. Yeah, they can. So that's good news. So one of the outfield players goes off, a keeper comes on, but they don't have Monterde, the #1 option, in between the sticks.
And what a big moment this is for Hugo Murga. Hugo Murga has had very little game time because of Monterde's form.
Yeah, because he's been just so good, Si. Now, if you're Kelvin Oliveira, what do you do here, Si? Do you go for the same kind of approach, that little stutter, or do you just belt it in? What do you do?
The stutter penalty, if converted properly, is one of the most useful ways to hit a penalty I've ever seen, because it's so difficult for the goalkeeper. The key is always to keep moving. If you stop, then it's a foul. Kelvin Oliveira to put Brazil 2 ahead. Oh, he nearly kept it out, you know. But it is a hat-trick for Kelvin Oliveira, who heads over to the Mexican presidents and has a few words with Gabi Montiel.
Keeper really unlucky there, Si. Really, really unlucky, but Kelvin Oliveira just enough on it to get it in. And now, as we go into his final 2 minutes, Mexico, should it end this way in the 38-minute mark, even should they score, they'd only go level. They'd have to score twice to win it, but Brazil in the driving seat as those supporters enjoying it, watching on.
If you're Brazil here, you just try and test Hugo Murga as much as possible, don't you? Because there's a minute remaining before we hit minute 38, which is when Mexico are going to throw everything they have at Brazil. And if you're Mexico here, you have to keep this at a deficit of just 2 and hope that the double goals comes to your rescue in the final 2 minutes. For Brazil, therefore, it is crucial to score.
Yeah, but Mexico just haven't given you that impression that they can really score. Si, as you were saying, okay, there's early minutes when there's a lot of space available. They could exploit the pace of Martinez, but since then, it's been all Brazil. Kelvin Oliveira now 14 goals in the competition, Si. 14, 3 today.
Murga being told to calm things down. Eric Vera. It's going to be a Brazil ball. Rufino.
On your right side, Brazil. Just keep it away. Now just run down the clock. Or they have one last shot from distance. Why not?
They should. Rufino. Ooh, Cesar Bernal took that one in the head. Well, we head into the final 2-minute mark. Cesar Bernal, I'm sure, will be okay to continue. The body language is a positive one from the Mexican #2 as the medical staff race onto the pitch. But it's now Mexico who will have to do another 55 seconds a man down, and then you would imagine they will throw everything they have at Brazil in the hope that Brazil don't score on the break.
Lo que necesito que entiendan, estamos a un gol, no nos desesperemos. Ahorita necesitamos un gol, entonces paciencia. Seguimos trabajando el 3 y 2 como estamos. Una vez que ya pueda ingresar el de la tarjeta amarilla, ahí vamos a hacer César Obed, Davis en medio, de fijo, Lobo Chuy por las bandas y con Baruch. ¿Estamos? Ahorita nos mantenemos así. Cuando hay cambio, entra Davis y entra directo Baruch. Hay que ir a buscar portería. Si tenemos que fijar para hacer manos a manos, manos a manos.
Well, the Mexican coach just calling his players just to remain patient, keep cool heads. Will they get that opportunity, though, to score as the countdown continues? Brazil, it's theirs very much to lose now. You can't see them fumbling a 2-goal cushion, but anything can happen. Expect the unexpected in the Kings League, guys.
Lights out, and can Mexico reach the ball first? No, Lilletti is simply too fast. Brazil can end things if they get a goal. We've been talking, of course, about Mexico getting that equalizing goal if they were to score. However, if Brazil score, then you feel that it's all but over for the Mexican side. Obed Martinez needs to find that extra gear now in the final 2 minutes. 30 seconds left on Monterde's yellow card.
And Obed Martinez, one of the candidates for man of the match, but should it end this way, surely it would be Kelvin Oliveira, his hat-trick, putting Mexico to the swords as we approach the end of the first minute of these final two. And the final 10 seconds, they have Monterde available again.
Jefinho, Wellington, Lipao. Hugo Murga can't keep it in play. But Monterde's yellow card is over, which means Mexico can have 6 outfield players again. Murga stays in goal. Does he go down? Was that a penalty? It may be checked. It will be checked.
Well, where was the contact first? Well, clearly it's a foul. We know that for sure. But where was the contact side? That's the big question.
You feel that's a foul? It's outside the box. It's outside the box. There, you can see his foot is outside. It is a foul, though. Well spotted, Tommy.
Yeah, every now and again, despite my very poor vision, my contacts, which let me down now and again, I managed to spot something, but it was right in front of us, to be fair. Could have missed it. We are here on site. One of the many questions we get. We try and listen in here.
Si quieres te lo explico. Sí, a ver, explícame, pero yo es muy fácil. Iba a añadir 2, voy a añadir 3. Punto. ¿Ok? Salva, silencio. Ok. Saca.
Check complete.
Kelvin going for the spectacular there with Hugo Mura, but Brazil again trying to press Mexico, trying to stop Mexico from building from the back. Lipao still dispossessed. This is maybe the chance for Mexico. Baruch Ochoa to Obed Martinez.
Great ball.
Now the strike, but it's held onto by Barata.
Oh, was that their moment, Sai? Was that their moment? As we're heading to the end of the first minute of 3 minutes of added time, so there is time available for Mexico.
And maybe that can just give Mexico a little bit of hope that they got that chance and that they can score. Liletti, let's put it off target, and on we go again. Mexico with 2 minutes remaining to get this double goal, which would send us through to an incredibly dramatic shootout. The long ball, I don't think, is going to be the winning solution for Mexico. Brazil and Jefinho to Wembley. Now Andreas Vaz.
Fabulous play from Vaz. Really good. Hitting it on target, so knowing it either works the keeper or takes the touch, and he earns his team a corner.
Kelvin Oliveira finds Andreas Vaz. Mexico survive. There's a foul as well from Liletti. Big save by Hugo Murga, who's been very good since coming on, particularly in a difficult condition.
Clock, though, is not the friend of Mexico right now, not the amigo of Mexico.
Baruch Ochoa. That was a foul.
Yeah, no complaints, Clem, no complaints at all.
What's the time situation? 45 seconds.
Wait, Kelvin.
Wembley stepping across. Baruch Ochoa, Obed Martinez. What does he do? Does he try the cross? Does he go for goal? Does he put it in a dangerous area?
It's a tricky one. Fine margins now. Fine margins.
Obed Martinez. It's chipped in. It's back to Obed Martinez. The strike takes a deflection. Mexico still giving it their all.
Is there time, Si? Can they get it away?
They have 7 seconds. The goalkeeper's up. Why not? It's dropped. And it's all over. Brazil will take on Colombia. in the final of the Kings World Cup Nations. Brazil have done it. The pre-tournament favourites have delivered on their promise. And now they will play it in an epic final against Colombia. Mexico were brave, but Mexico came up short, Thomas Lawrence.
It is Brazil's day. Brazil, they always play to win. They play to go all the way. They're going for gold. They're going for the trophy. Mexico just one step too far. Brazil and that man there, Kelvin Oliveira. He's been the man of the tournament so far. One more hurdle though for him. One more hurdle for the Seleção. They're going for the history books. They're going to cement their names in Kings World Cup Nations history. Tears of joy for them. It is Brazil against Colombia. Tears of disappointment though for Mexico. Oven Martinez, Monterde, some of their stars. They'll be back though. They'll be back bigger and better, but for now this is Brazil's moment. It's at their feet. It's at their grasp. Can they go all the way? What a final. Brazil against Colombia.
Brazil tested by Mexico like they haven't been tested before in the competition. Colombia, I'm sure, will have studied what Mexico have done and perhaps believe that they can be more of a threat on the attack than Mexico were. The difference today in this game was that Mexico a little bit toothless going forwards, Thomas.
Yeah, you're spot on, spot on. In those early exchanges where there was lots of space available, they gave you that impression they could threaten, and they did threaten. They did, but as we went towards 7v7, as you can see here, number of shots, the way of Brazil. Number of shots on target, the way of Brazil. So it's no surprise that the Seleção rose to the fore. Really clever with their strategy play as well.
Brazil delivering once again. The superior class, in particular, of Kelvin Oliveira was absolutely astounding.